How's it going, everybody? In this video, I'm going to be talking about Cordyceps, one of my favorite tonic herbs of all time. Another legendary mushroom that's been being used medicinally for a wide variety of conditions and is most famously known for helping to improve the Chinese Olympic team in the 80s, and early 90s. Okay. Cordyceps was a primary ingredient in their tonic herb elixir, and the tonic herb formula, when they were winning gold medals left and right, stealing all the gold medals from the other countries. And it's been scientifically verified to improve glycolytic endurance, which is also known as anaerobic endurance or anaerobic power, right? Anaerobic endurance, really. Lactic capacity. Basically, endurance you can think of in the 2 all the way up to 10-minute range is where it really shines, right? So if you could think hardcore jiu-jitsu, MMA rounds, boxing, kickboxing, or even like running a 5K or something like that. I guess a 5K lasts a lot longer than that, but running about a mile, really, give or take. Cordyceps is going to be great for that. Also, improving your endurance and your energy for things like, bodybuilding and strength training and stuff like that. All of that is going to be boosted by Cordyceps. Cordyceps also has benefits for improving ATP recycling, right? So essentially what the research suggests, is in the middle of training, right? So there's a cycle that goes on, right, of energy production. Your body starts to burn off things like, glycogen in the liver, muscle glycogen, liver glycogen, blood glucose, also things like pyruvate and lactate, and these other things, and it produces ATP from it, right? But there's a recycling loop that goes on with some of these kind of energy substrates, and Cordyceps really helps to enhance the recycling of these substrates to where you are getting a lot more mileage out of the carbohydrates you're eating or the fats you're eating. Whatever energy you already have from your food and things, Cordyceps improves the recycling of energy you get from that, so it lasts a lot longer. I have actually used Cordyceps, Hyperion Herbs Cordyceps specifically, because I had tried a bunch of cheap Cordyceps when I first started, and I actually thought that it was working, but then when I switched over to Hyperion Herbs Cordyceps, it was a 9-day difference. I felt like a god when I started taking Hyperion Herbs Cordyceps. And I have a discount code now after, 10 years of taking Hyperion Herbs products. I finally have a discount code. So check in the description for the link and the code for 10 to 15% off. And remember, I've been advocating Hyperion Herbs products for years with no discount code. They are absolutely the best in the market. That's why I promote them. Brandon Gilbert, search up his YouTube channel. We have an interview together where we discuss a lot of different aspects of life. Super badass person. One of the most genuine and authentic people on the internet discussing herbs. He has a lot of videos on Cordyceps and mushroom products and tonic herbs as well in Chinese medicine. So go check him out as well. But yeah, Cordyceps, Hyperion Herbs Cordyceps, when I switched to a high-quality product, it was a night and day difference. I felt like a god, right? And so anyway, I won multiple gold medals in jiu-jitsu taking Cordyceps. I've been taking Hyperion Herbs Cordyceps consistently since 2021, definitely. But I was also taking it in 2020. Kind of on and off. But most of 2020 I was taking it, actually. So, yeah. So, man, it's been 4 years. It's been 5 years of consistently taking Cordyceps. And I tried all sorts of different doses. But, so I have a video from 2022 where I talk about mega dosing Cordyceps to win a gold medal. in jiu-jitsu. And just a rundown of it. It was a round robin tournament. 4 other guys who weighed 20 pounds more than me, right? I weighed in at like 190. Everyone else weighed about 210 pounds or more. I think the weight class cutoff was like 215. But, and I obliterated all of them, right? Round robin, we only had like 1 minute of rest or some shit like that. Anyway, obliterated all of them. I had energy for days. Training, I felt amazing. I was training like 3 hours a day in the evening time, in the night, from like 6 to 9. And then I also did strength and conditioning from like 12 to 3 or something like that. So I was training a lot during that time, right? And one thing I did during that time that I think really helped, I took like a whole tablespoon of Cordyceps before training every day. It was crazy. Like, at first I started off with a low dose, like a half a teaspoon every day. And then I tried a tablespoon, then I tried a teaspoon twice a day. And then I just said, fuck it. And I did a teaspoon and a half in the afternoon and a teaspoon and a half before training. And then before my competition, I took I think I took 2 fucking tablespoons of Hyperion Herbs Cordyceps. And I killed the tournament, man. I had unlimited energy the whole time. It was crazy. Cordyceps consistently makes you feel on top of the world. It'll give you energy for cleaning the house. Like my mom, I gave her some of the Cordyceps, and she said the same thing. She's like, man, I had so much energy. She's always complaining about being tired and stuff like that. But with the Cordyceps, my mom is someone who generally doesn't notice when something's working for her. She's not the most bodily aware person, in my opinion. But when she took the Cordyceps, oh yeah, she felt amazing. I gave her some reishi as well, and it put her to sleep when she was struggling with sleep problems. So anyway, so that says something, right? People who have like long work shifts, like if you're a nurse or a doctor or something, like I train a lot of nurses that work like back-to-back 12-hour shifts. Cordyceps really helps tremendously with that. So it's definitely something to look into if you live a really busy life, especially you work a strenuous job, construction, nursing, personal training, stuff like that. I worked as a personal trainer in a commercial gym, for like 4 years, and I was taking Cordyceps the whole time. But there's 2 years where I was working at a Gold's gym, right? And I had clients lined up from like 3 p.m. until 9, like Monday through Friday at a certain point. And then eventually I added like a Sunday in, and I was working all the fucking time. And so I would train jiu-jitsu and strength training from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then immediately I would train clients from 3 p.m. till 9. And sometimes I wouldn't get home till like 10:30 p.m. at night. I was exhausted. And remember, I didn't eat any food at all. The whole day I was running on my tonic herb elixir with ginseng and reishi, polyricus black ant, and a couple of other Hyperion herbs extracts at the time. Trying to remember which ones. There were a couple others, but they're Mucuna. Brandon Gilbert, Hyperion herb. I took his Mucuna for a while when he was offering it. But the Cordyceps really kept me going. A whole teaspoon a day during the hardest portions. Like, could you imagine drinking tonic herb elixir in the morning, like 9 a.m. with Cordyceps and all that, and then just honey in it. And then just not eating until fucking like 10 o'clock at night when you get home. And you're doing training nonstop, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. You're doing your own training. There's like an hour of like, a commute and getting ready for work in between that, right? Like around 1 p.m., I go to the Gold's Gym, do my strength training after jiu-jitsu and all that. And then I just train clients 3 p.m. to 9 on an average day, right? Sometimes it would end at like 8 or something, right? But that personal training's not easy, man. It's a very active job because I'm walking around yelling at people, giving them all this like advice. Like my mind's always going, like troubleshooting, answering questions, being social with everyone. Um, it's a very draining job, right? Showing them how to deadlift, showing them how to exercise, spotting them, when they squat, trying to make sure the bar doesn't fall and hurt anyone. You know, it's not an easy job, but Cordyceps got me through that. That's insane, right? Thinking back to it, that was a very hardcore, right? Because I was basically just exercising the whole day. It was like if you were to kind of walk and jog, rotating. That's what personal training feels like, just walking. But that's what my version, because I'm an active trainer, right? I'm up in that bitch coaching people, but that's why I was like one of the greatest selling trainers at that location for so long. But, well, and also because I had a great sales manager who was amazing and taught me a lot of great stuff. But as I was saying, Cordyceps definitely helped me get through all of that. Where I was exhausted at the end of the day, sure, but I was able to get back up and do it again every single fucking day, right? And everyone knows I ate like, 2 pounds of beef, 8 ounces of cheese, and then like, protein powder and maybe some, another pound of chicken or something when I did eat at the end of the day, right? But, yeah, so not a lot of people can, can even just get through any day, even a weekend without eating, right? Imagine doing all the shit I was doing, right? So anyway, yeah, so that's just an idea of how Cordyceps has helped me. I mean, I smashed jiu-jitsu competitions with Cordyceps. And it's funny, I tried all these different things besides megadose and Cordyceps to try to relive those benefits. But like no other herb that helped, diet changes didn't help. Cordyceps in and of itself was the main factor. And without Cordyceps in my stack, I always notice a dip in energy and motivation. Cordyceps has helped me get through crazy, personal training work, training days, competition, sales work. I smashed another competition with Hyperion Herbs Cordyceps, my blue belt debut. It was like April of 2023. Smashed that competition with ease. So I definitely believe Cordyceps is big on that, right? So yeah, just another rundown. I mean, Cordyceps improves ATP recycling. It helps, helps with anaerobic endurance and aerobic power is the other one, not anaerobic power. Aerobic power and anaerobic endurance. Anywhere from like 2 minutes to about 10 minutes of just high intensity, as high of intensity as you can sustain within that time frame. But also helps, 1 minute efforts, sprinting efforts, all that great stuff, especially recovery in between rounds, right? If you're the type of person that, you walk up a flight of stairs and then you're like out of breath, especially prolonged out of breath, like taking Cordyceps will really help with that. Obviously, you're going to need to exercise a little bit to get basic aerobic base, but like nothing can overcome a general lack of fitness. But Cordyceps will help with that. Cordyceps also helps with things like bronchitis and respiratory infections and stuff. Helps people breathe. Some people have reported it helps them overcome asthma. So there's a lot of other benefits of Cordyceps. And, like most tonic herbs and medicinal mushrooms, it definitely does help to improve the immune system. But there are better herbs to take for immune health. In particular, for immune health, something like chaga. Yes, Hyperion Herbs, because there's really no other brand that I would trust in regards to these products, because they're good stuff. Definitely, you get what you pay for, and most of the products on the market, I wouldn't risk my money with any of them. I don't trust them. I've tried other brands, even the so-called high quality, more expensive brands. I'm not going to say their names, and haven't really felt much from them. Wondered if it was even real. You know what I mean? With Hyperion herbs, every time you could feel it, no matter what. There's always the characteristic taste associated with the herb. The color's there, but it changes. The color changes depending on the extract and the batch, but and that's normal. But the taste is there. The effects are there. It's amazing. Something else about cordyceps I want to touch on that a lot of people don't is there's research actually showing it helps to improve dopamine in a positive way. And the way that it does this is it increases the efficiency and the sensitivity of dopamine receptors, right? So a big thing about dopamine and things like caffeine is it tends to desensitize dopamine receptors over time to the point where you need more receptors, and that actually creates an addiction and kind of like a numbing of effects where you need more and more and more. But cordyceps seems to improve the sensitivity of dopamine receptors to where, you know, you get a lot more bang for the caffeine you're taking and the other energy supplements, and might be able to help offset some of the tolerance and things that people experience, or really just the kind of always needing more and tapering of effects and stuff over time. So your sensitivity to caffeine and stimulants might improve when you take cordyceps, and also just an overarching improvement in things like motivation and ambition and drive to succeed and to do things. Also, you know, and that comes from the dopamine effects of cordyceps. Also, free testosterone. Sex drive is a huge thing that people always talk about with good quality cordyceps. And I've tried different cordyceps. So there's cordyceps millardus extract, and I've not felt the libido benefits with that. But this cordyceps is CS4 extract of cordyceps, a patented extract that is from the Cordyceps sinensis strain, which is very different from millardus, okay? So Hyperion herbs cordyceps is the most effective strain, the CS4 strain, and the most effective type of extract you can get for it. And this one is specifically studied and patented to give you all the effects that cordyceps is known for, whereas a millardus not so much. It's meant to mimic wild cordyceps, because wild cordyceps costs like $10,000 for an ounce or something because it's grown in the wild. Cordyceps is a parasitic mushroom that literally grows on caterpillars and eats them alive, for those that didn't know. Sounds pretty badass and metal, doesn't it, right? It's like my hat, right? If you didn't notice. Morbid Angel, greatest death metal band of all time. Anyway, yeah, so I've definitely noticed a libido enhancement from Hyperion herbs cordyceps. I don't get from the millardus strain. And I have actually taken them both at the same time, millardus and the CS4 sinensis extract. But yeah, for those looking for libido enhancement and more of the androgenic kind of like testosterone boosting, ambition type of stuff, the one where it makes you want to kick ass, it's not just for brain health, immune health, and basic kind of exercise benefits, you definitely want to get the CS4 sinensis extract, hopefully Hyperion herbs. Speaking of which, I will put my discount code for Hyperion herbs down in the bio. I've got to take a raging pee, so I must end this video. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know your experience with cordyceps down in the comments. And any questions you might have, or concerns or fears. A lot of fear mongering going on in Reddit forums. And